What's up, everyone? It's your boy NorinRad89 here, bringing you another video, a fun one today, as we are going to be discussing Double or Nothing coming up, AEW's next pay-per-view. I'm going to be doing my predictions, but also showing off some merch that I got because they did their Go Home Dynamite show here in New Mexico, and they also did the Collision taping. So I got some pictures for you all, and like I said, some cool gear to show off right here. I already wearing my Who's House, my Swerve's House shirt. So, and then I got some other signed merch to show you and everything. So let's discuss this and my predictions for the pay-per-view coming up. Roll it. So I kind of promised on myself, like with the channel, I was going to be more freelance too and be able to do music content, wrestling content, and even, like I said, other stuff besides just horror content. I'm not going to really pigeonhole myself into just doing horror stuff. Of course, spooky stuff and horror movies is a big, huge part of my life, but also wrestling and sports and music and everything as well. So today we're going to talk about AEW's Double or Nothing. But before we do that, I did go to Dynamite with my wife and my son, and it was an absolute freaking blast to see these people live. Like Jon Moxley was there, Willow Nightingale, Kenny Omega. This was the go home show before they went to Arizona for Double or Nothing. Everybody was there, and they did the Collision taping right after. So we got to see some really awesome wrestling, got some really cool merch and stuff. I already, like I said, have my Swerve shirt on, Who's House, and also, like I said, got some cool signed merch. So let's show it off. First off, let's show off this right here. We got a Julia Hart action figure, my first AEW action figure, and we have Julia Hart's signature right there. We saw her there this as well, and she fought Mina Shirakawa. That was really cool. Just seeing them all live. Like I said, I'll have pictures too, like seeing them all live, and we were pretty close too, and the tickets weren't as expensive as I thought they were going to be, but we were pretty close. But I specifically got seats kind of higher up and more into the back of the audience because Jon Moxley is one of my favorite AEW wrestlers, and typically the Death Riders enter through the outside, and I got some really cool special pictures because my wife got a very, very up close picture with Jon Moxley, so that was a really cool one. She got the closest to him out of anybody, so yeah, I'm very excited. I was giddy just for her, but yeah, my wife did get physically the closest to Jon Moxley, and like I said, I'll show off the picture and everything. So also I got this right here, which is going to take me a minute to get out of this cool wrapping that we got right here because I got an official AEW title, but like I said, it has this cool kind of case to carry it, zip up. It's going to take me a minute to get out of this, so let me show it off. So right here we have officially the AEW tag title, and look at this beaut right here. This is this is one of those legit actual heavy titles with the plates and everything, and then we got the signatures right there. Oh man, it's so freaking cool. Look, the back too. I love the back. The back is freaking awesome. But yeah, oh man, it was so fun just to be there and see everybody, and like I said, get the FTR. We got FTR signatures on here and stuff, tag titles right here. Boom, boom, boom. So this is such a nice piece, and I can't wait. I'm gonna keep it kind of in that case, the carry case, for right now until I actually get a case or a display enclosed case that I can put this up and display it. But right now it's going to stay in that kind of nice zip up case because it's got a foam piece that goes on the front and then it zips up and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed that, seeing that merch, and it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. I also got a FTR shirt as well right here, and then I got a Jon Moxley one. I don't have it on me right here. It's literally in my room. Here's the FTR long sleeve, and then I got the Jon Moxley shirt, and it actually has Copeland putting the board, when Copeland put the board and it got stuck with the nails in Jon Moxley's back. That's the picture and it has Mox, it says on it. So yeah, it was a blast. Like I said, every wrestler was there, and got my official first AEW title to have and everything. So a lot of fun. But what you guys came here to see and talk about and really discuss is the predictions, my thoughts for Double or Nothing, the upcoming pay-per-view this Sunday in Arizona. So I got the card right here and everything. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. That title's actually pretty heavy. It's legit. So kicking off my predictions, we have the Don Callis family, a little triple threat thing going on where they're going to take on Paragon, which is Adam Cole and his crew. And really, I don't really like even the name Paragon, but I'm going the Don Callis family because I don't really want to see them lose. I actually like the Don Callis family as a heel group, but they've been taking a lot of L's recently and stuff. So I'm hopefully they take this W and everything. Plus, I'm just a huge fan of Takeshita. It was really awesome to see him live as well, too. Then we have the Hurt Syndicate, which are going to go up against the Sons of Texas, which is Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, and I'm going the Hurt Syndicate. We're not picking against Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin right now. They're just on a tear, and I don't see them losing to the Sons of Texas at all. We have a stretcher match where Ricochet is going to take on Pastor Briscoe, or our boy. Man, I love Mark Briscoe to death, but I'm actually going to pick Ricochet in this one. I think Ricochet is the big upcoming heel, and he's just got a lot of story. He's doing a lot of cool stuff with all the different wrestlers that are in AEW, and he's very talented, and I think he's found a new level to his character, and I think, like I said, he's just kind of on a roll right now, and I'm picking him to win in the stretcher match. So we have Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia taking on FTR, and I think this is going to be our more gimmicky type tag match where it's just going to be your typical baby faces versus heels, but a lot of, antics and stuff. We're going to have Stokely on the sideline for FTR and everything, pulling the leg and, taunting the ref and doing all kinds of stuff, distracting people, but I'm picking Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia. I think that's going to be a really big babyface win for this pay-per-view, and people love Nigel, like for real. When he was here in New Mexico, the roof blew off. Like, people love this guy. So yeah, I think Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia are going to get the victory in this one. Next up, we have an Owen Hart Finals Cup tournament. We have Will Ospreay taking on Hangman Adam Page. This one is more story reasons. I'm going Hangman Adam Page because I think it'll be more interesting if it's Moxley and him and All In. I just think it'll be more interesting storyline setting up, Hangman versus John rather than Will Ospreay versus John. I think Will Ospreay is going to be kind of a helper for Hangman, if he gets into stuff with the Death Riders or stuff throughout the months going on with Claudio or anybody else. Of course, Ospreay is going to back him up, but yes, I'm picking Adam Page to take the victory in the Owen Hart Cup final. Now we have Kazuchika Okada defending his title against Speedball Mike Bailey, and sadly, I love Kazuchika Okada. He's one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers from New Japan Wrestling, and he just really hasn't had the greatest title reign. I'm kind of tired of it, but I don't think they're going to give it to Speedball. This one I'm a little nervous about. I'm kind of the most unsure about this pick, but I'm going Kazuchika Okada because I want more out of this title reign, but it is possible that this could be the end of it and possibly Speedball being the victor. Next up, we have another Owen Hart Cup Finals Cup match, and that's going to be Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné. I'm going Mercedes because, again, story reason-wise, I think her TBS champ, even though she just recently lost her New Japan Strong title, I'm going Mercedes for the victory over Jamie because I think that'll just be an interesting story going into All In, champ versus champ, Toni Storm as the world champion, and that kind of teases a little bit my pick for Toni versus Mina Shirakawa, which is our world heavyweight women's title match. I'm going Toni with that one. So just to talk about all of them, I think that'll be a more interesting story for All In is Mercedes versus Toni Storm. So that's something that I'm going to definitely be picking right there. Mercedes and Toni for the victors. A little nervous about it, like I said, because it's a non-title change at all that I went with in this pay-per-view, but because there's only 3 titles on the line, I don't think it's too far-fetched to think that we're going to go through this whole pay-per-view and there's not going to be any title changes. Next up, we have our Anarchy in the Arena match where we have Willow Nightingale, Swerve Strickland, and the Ops teaming up with Kenny Omega to take on the Death Riders and the Young Bucks. And this one, I don't know, like for me, I don't think this is going to end the pay-per-view. I think they're actually going to go with Adam Page and Will Ospreay to end the pay-per-view, but Anarchy in the Arena is going to be a big portion of it, and we got a nice little tease too when we were here, like for the Dynamite show, the closeout show. There's an awesome tease at the end of Dynamite where they just got into a sick brawl, and we got tables and chairs involved, and even trash cans and stuff. But I think we're gonna get a babyface win here with the team up of it. Just feels like kind of a Justice League, like Avengers type team up thing. We have Willow, Swerve, and Kenny in them, and even though they don't often work together, I think with Samoa Joe being there and, like I said, the Ops, it's gonna kind of bridge them together, and they're actually going to end up beating the Death Riders and stuff like that in this Anarchy in the Arena match. So I hope you guys like my predictions for Double or Nothing. Please let me know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts for the upcoming pay-per-view. And like I said, I'll have some pictures and everything from the show when we went and all that stuff. It was really cool, like seeing Jamie Hayter kind of face off against Mercedes, a little bit of tease of that and everything, and just Tony Storm on commentary and having basically all the members, Kazuchika Okada, the Don Callis family, almost everybody was there except for Kyle Fletcher. It was just really, really cool to see everybody, even Samoa Joe. So yeah, really a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like the video. That definitely helps out the channel, especially these ones where it's videos that I don't do normally, where it's rankings or reviews or something about horror films. It greatly helps out when you like these videos and push them and share them and even comment, because like I said, I want the algorithm to favor these videos too, but I don't really care, to be honest, if they get a ton of views, because I'm still going to talk about this stuff because I'm very passionate about, like I said, wrestling, music, and all the other aspects of stuff that I want to get involved into the channel. But most importantly, y'all know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.